My father bought it when he was 18. He was the third owner. He drove it right after high school. He was into hot rods and racing.
It's a subtle beauty with louvered hood and ghost flames. The 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air convertible that Nathan Kosak of Harwinton inherited from his father about 2 decades ago.
He did several paint jobs on it. He did a restoration. The last one was probably about close to 25, 30 years ago is when he last painted it. He ended up passing away about 20 years ago, and I inherited it from him and kept it ever since. It's pretty much in the same condition that he had it in.
For being 66 years old, it's in marvelous shape.
Yeah, it's always been garaged. He never drove it in the wintertime. He always would buy a crasher to get him through the winter to go to work and stuff, and then this was his baby. He would just take out on the weekends. And pretty loud, and it goes fast.
The Bel Air's powered by a 400 cubic inch small block Chevy V8 engine. It has a 4-speed manual transmission with ratchet shifter. Kosak didn't learn to drive on it, but he did drive it as a teenager.
I ended up taking it to my junior prom, and we had to do some practicing in it before he would let me take it. So we went quite a few times. It has a ratchet shifter in it, which is a little bit confusing to use. So I had to do quite a bit of practicing on it before he let me take it.
Just a week ago, the Chevy went to another prom, this time taking Kosak's son, Ryan.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to drive it. Insurance wouldn't cover him, so I had to chauffeur him down there and back. The thing rides really well, believe it or not. I mean, because it's such a big, heavy car, it floats quite a bit. There's no real monitored amenities on it. It still has drum brakes on all four, no power steering. It's got a racing clutch in it, so it's very. You need a strong leg in order to put the clutch in. So it's not easy to drive.
But the Tri-5 Chevy is memorable, a rumbling artifact from the years 1955, 1956, and 1957, when nearly 5 million were built, with the Bel Air being the top trim level.
I mean, the 57s definitely do get more attention, although the way I look at it is, you know, the 55s, they typically look very boxy, and the 57s, you've got like the long wings in the back, and I think the 56 is a nice in-between, you know, so you get a little of the boxy features from the 55 and a little bit of the wing on the 57s, so I prefer them better than both the 55s or 57s.
There's one element of the Bel Air that always gets attention, the hidden gas filler behind the left tail light. Besides handling prom duty, Kosak's Bel Air also took him and his wife Marcy from the church to the reception after they got married, with his father serving as chauffeur.
Of course, my dad being the guy that he was, when it came time for pictures at the Farmington Club, we were parked underneath, they have like an overhang there, and he hops in the car, and he had to pull it up probably, I don't know, 50 feet or something like that. So of course he had to smoke the tires up and left 2 big, huge black strips right at the Farmington Club. I thought we were going to get kicked out, but that was just my dad.
A new Bel Air convertible with a V8 engine had an MSRP of $2,443 in 1956. Some examples now have a retail value well above $100,000. Kosak has no plans to sell his, though.
It was handed down to me. I'm hoping I can hand it down to one of my boys, too. Keep it in the family for the next 40 years.
That's right, Connecticut. I'm Bud Wilkinson. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel.